Welcome back to Proverbs 31 Life. So today is going to be a little different. We are going to do a homeschool video. Lots of you homeschool, but some of you or your student is struggling with certain things. So this is going to be 8th grade pre-algebra. So just go ahead and put that in there. That way right now you can decide if you need this or not. So my 14-year-old is pretty good in math. He normally can just kind of read it. He'll do an example or two, ask me to check it, and then he's pretty well got it. I'm not really doing a whole lot of teaching these days, but just do what you think it is, and then I'll help you. But this kind of tripped him up today, and so I thought if he's struggled with this, someone else probably is too, and you might even be having trouble teaching this to your child in a way that they can understand it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So this is factoring polynomials is what we're doing. So this is 8th grade pre-algebra. This is Abeka. So this is, so I'm going to do a couple examples. So this is what we've already done. So this is kind of what it looks like. And I know it's backwards to you, and I'm really sorry. So I'm going to try to talk through all of this and show you guys what I'm looking at here. I'll use a different color so we can get started. So there's a lot of steps. This is factoring, and factoring is something that we've done before in like the younger grades. And this is where it's coming back into play. So if your student struggled with factoring, they're really going to need to know how to do that before we get here. But there's a lot of steps in this. So I just wanted to help you walk through this right now. So one that we're going to do, let's see, we've got 18, 20, 29 up here. We're going to do 31. You can take that down if you want. So this is number 31 in our book. We use Abeka. I think I said that. I'm not sure. So this is the 8th grade pre-algebra. This is the current edition. So if you're struggling with this, your student is struggling with this, then I hope that this is going to help you. So the problem that they gave that we have to factor through everything is, sorry, I'm just going to do that. Is 12x 8y minus 18x 4y squared minus 15x squared y 3. So my advice would be to get like a scrap piece of paper so you've got room to work down here, because this is going to take some room. So when you're factoring this, you're going to have something in parentheses out here to show you what you're going to factor this out by. So whatever's in parentheses out here is what everything inside the parentheses is going to get multiplied by. So if we were to factor this out, whatever our final answer is, we should be able to multiply it and come back to this. That's how we're going to know that it's right. So we have to look at what can we factor 12, 18, and 15 by. What is one number that will divide equally into all of these? That's going to be a 3. So we're going to pull a 3 out right here. So one way that you could do this is to write down each step so you don't get lost in where you are. Okay, so we're going to divide just these numbers by 3 first. Okay, now after that, we're going to look at all of our exponents. So what can we pull out of here? Well, they all have an x and they all have a y. So we're going to take our x, and we've got an 8, a 4, and a 2. Well, 2 is our smallest right here, so we can get a 2 into all of these. So we're going to have a 3x squared right here. And then we've got a y1, a y2, and a y3. So we're going to pull out a y1. So what we're going to do now is we're taking away, so we're going to minus an x squared from all the x's and minus 1y from all the y's. So we're going to minus an x squared here and minus a y here, just 1, because that's what's out here. So now we're going to continue with our parentheses, which is pretty much going to be our answer to all of these. So we're going to put a parentheses here. So now that we've pulled the 3xy out of here, we're going to do 12 divided by 3 is 4. x8 minus x squared is x6. this y has canceled. So we've divided this, we've subtracted this, we've y minus y, so we're going to leave that y here. Now we've got a negative 18 minus 3. We're going to keep this negative, and then 18 minus 3 is 6. x4 minus x squared is x squared. y2 minus y1 is a y. Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. X minus x, so we do not have that x there. And then y3 minus a y1 is y squared in parentheses. So if we were to take 3x squared y times 4, so your 3x squared times a 4x is going to be 12x to the 8 y, which is the same thing we started with here. 3x times 6x, or times a negative 6x, is negative 18x squared plus a squared is a 4. So negative 18x4 is what we started with up here. y1 is going to give us a y squared. 3 times a negative 5 is a negative 15. X squared, there's not an x squared here, so we would put that x squared in. And then y1 times y2 is y to the third. So all of this comes back out. So when you have your original problem, make sure, at least until you guys get the hang of this, to write everything out. So write what you're dividing by first. Your exponents are not division. Your exponents are added and subtracted, okay? So don't get those two mixed up. So you're just gonna, that's how you factor this out. What number is gonna go into all of your numbers first, evenly, and then what can you pull out of your variables? So I know it's a lot, but I know this was different, but I really feel like this should be a help to someone. I know you guys, someone out there is struggling with this. So that is it. And it's okay. If you're struggling, it's okay. If you don't know everything that you're supposed to teach your homeschooler, don't think that you can't do this just because you're struggling or you've stumbled or there's something new. You can, okay? You can do this. It's okay to have hard days. It's okay to ask for help, but don't give up. You are doing the right thing. Just keep trusting the Lord with this process. So this was factoring polynomials. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day and keep going.